Good morning. Let me start off by recognizing the Honorable Deputy Minister of Education, the Chief Director of the Department of Education, the representatives of the Sasol Foundation, my fellow speakers, our honored guests, and all of the attendees. Having worked for government for some years, I remember the phrase, all protocol is observed. All protocol is indeed observed. Welcome to our home, Adcorp Place. I trust that circumstances notwithstanding, you will find the 2 days refreshing and inspiring, and that it will have the positive outcomes that you seek. Over the next 2 days, you will doubtless engage with many highly skilled people as you wrestle with the current and future of technical training. In my address today, I want to take the opportunity to highlight what I believe to be a sector of education that is still undervalued and undersupplied, yet of critical importance to the economy. A sector that, if we promote, capacitate, and deal with some of these structural impediments, can both reduce unemployment and drive economic growth. That sector is the technical and vocational training sector, and the artisan in particular. Speakers have referred to it earlier. Artisans are an integral part of all communities, whether rural or large cities. The artisan sector is a critical driver of economic activity, job growth, and the second largest employer in the developing world, behind only agriculture. Artisans generate incomes and provide important and unique skills development, particularly to women. Artisan businesses help expand opportunity by diversifying and stimulating local economic activity and creating new jobs that can help families and communities thrive. Technical artisans are critical to the delivery of infrastructure and support across virtually every type of industry. But despite the immense contribution of artisans, there is still, in my view, a negative perception around working as an artisan in a technical trade in South Africa. Why is this so? During the apartheid era, the social, political, and economic exclusion of black people by the government of the day resulted in very few qualified black artisans in particular sectors of the economy. The history of artisanal training and employment in South Africa was one of systemic social exclusion and inequality. Its history illuminates what educationalist Walter Vedekund calls the distinctive feature of artisanal training and apprenticeship in South Africa. Right from its earliest incarnation, it was a coercive and exploitative relationship, rather than a benign relationship between a master craftsman and a novice. This checkered history has translated, I believe, into a negative discourse, which we must address. This negative discourse is, however, not distinctive to South Africa alone. As South Africans, we grew up believing that artisans were the victims of the economy. They don't come to mind when you talk about success or financial freedom. Our society teaches that you should seek to be a doctor, a lawyer, or at the very least, a university graduate with a degree. Despite its potential to address challenges of skills gaps and reduce unemployment, students, parents, and the larger community appear to show little interest in TVET compared to university degrees. In most instances, TVET, or technical vocational training, is regarded as the last resort for those who wish to pursue a post-secondary academic path. According to the National Development Plan, as a previous speaker has indicated, for the country to stop poverty, reduce inequality, and ensure that all citizens have better working and living conditions by 2030, South Africa needs to produce over 30,000 qualified artisans a year to meet the labor demand. Currently, the country produces about 15,000 a year. South Africa not only has a shortage of artisans, but the average age of artisans in the country is about 55 years old. We thus have what can only be described as a perverse situation, where we have university graduates battling to find gainful employment whilst we decry a shortage of artisans to meet industry demand. At the Adcorp group of companies, we are trying to do our bit with Adcorp technical training, developing artisans to provide needed skills and to help alleviate the single most significant problem we face as a country after COVID, that of youth unemployment. As a country, we cannot find it acceptable that under the expanded definition, which includes those who have given up the hunt for a job, unemployment is now 43.2%. More staggeringly, youth unemployment under the expanded definition is 74.7%, which means that only 1 in 4 school leavers under the age of 24 have a job in the formal economy in South Africa. We need to do more. Encouraging young people to pursue careers as artisans is one way to address this dichotomy. But to pursue this, the country must be more honest to confront the extent of negativity about technical and vocational training amongst its citizens. We need to understand people's attitudes to certain types of work and occupations. The government's existing policy is concerned with training more and more artisans and improving their skills. And this is laudable. But there's also a need to open up more opportunities for young, black, and especially women artisans to shift historical trends of success, access, and attitude. However, without confronting the negative discourse of TVET and artisan as a vocational training, and without addressing the attitudinal issues in our broader society, these efforts will not fulfill their true potential. Only through the promotion of TVET as a critical ingredient for change in national development can it become attractive for trainees and other stakeholders. This is what makes the active promotion of TVET a crucial area of engagement. We must confront the negativity surrounding TVET and artisan training in our country. As I close, I would also like to acknowledge that there is no artisan without the teacher. Each one of us here today, in this conference, either physically or virtually, would not be where we are if we did not have a teacher who cared for us at some point. We would not be where we are without the influence of a teacher. And thus allow me to thank all of my teachers, even the one at my high school who tried to teach me geography and failed. Adcorp is proud to host this conference. It resonates with our purpose, connecting potential, connecting human talent with jobs that help companies grow and enable people to have rewarding careers. One of those connectors is training, and that enabler is teaching. Adcorp recognizes all of our teachers. Finally, I wish you a safe and productive time at this conference, and I thank you for your attendance.